as it was earlier as assessment 1. So keep preparing for this you know assessment 2. I feel it would be a nice exam, as you have already appeared for 2 exams, so you must be you are accustomed, I know, that how to appear in the examination. uh, Now we are continuing with the last chapter. I see few new faces today in my class. Welcome them all. They might have come for knowing the syllabus as well. Whatever it is, it's good that you have come. Okay. Now we are continuing with the last chapter of our syllabus, that is birth. And you should know that we had not completed the whole, but we are reading in page number 67. Up to it wouldn't do any harm, any anesthetic, he said kindly, they will be all right. Up to this we had completed. Okay. So let us continue from here. That so far what happened, let me tell you that here Dr. Andrew Mason, he had come to help Mrs. Morgan to deliver her first baby after almost 20 years of their marriage. And it was nearly midnight when the doctor came to Joe Morgan's house. Now, Joe Morgan was so much tensed that he could not enter his house, and Dr. Andrew Mason, he saw the condition of the pregnant woman, Mrs. Joe Morgan, that is, and her name was Susan Morgan, and he realized that it would take a few hours before the woman could deliver the baby. In the meantime, the experienced old woman, the mother of Susan Morgan, she offered a cup of tea to the doctor, and the doctor smiled because the doctor realized why the mother was actually giving or offering this cup of tea, because the elderly woman did not want the doctor to go from there, because she had also realized that it would take 1 or 2 hours before her daughter could deliver the baby. But the elderly woman did not want that. The elderly woman actually wanted the doctor to stay over there, and the doctor assured her that don't fret, mother. I will not run away. And Dr. Mason was sitting in the kitchen, and he had taken the tea, and he was thinking about his own affairs. That we know that he had a bad quarrel with his fiancée that the previous evening, as it was midnight, so previous evening. And he was thinking that whether he should marry Christine, whether his actually marriage would be an idyllic marriage, whether he would have a dismal failure, his married life whether it would be a failure or not. He was thinking about all, and he was very busy. At this, the elderly woman was also sitting in the kitchen, and now she asked this to the doctor. She addressed to the doctor, and the doctor was so busy that she was actually thinking about all. And now the elderly woman told the doctor to actually that her daughter, means Susan Morgan, the would-be mother, she did not want that anesthetic should be given to her. Chloroform should be given to her as anesthetic, because this might harm the child. The elderly woman told this to the doctor, and the doctor assured the woman that no, that would not harm the child, and both of them, and she also assured that both of them would be right, would be fine, and that they will be all right. That the doctor told to the old lady. Up to this we had completed. So let us continue today. I feel that you are sitting, you are joining the class with your books open, and just open at page number 67. We are reading Birth from Snapshot. Here the nurse's voice was heard calling from the top landing, and when actually the doctor was sitting in the kitchen, and the nurse, the stout midwife, she was there with that actually pregnant women, and all of a sudden she had called the doctor from the top landing. Now Andrew glanced at the clock, which now showed 3:30. When Andrew heard that the nurse was calling him, the doctor actually watched the clock, and it was 3:30, 3:30 in the morning. It crossed 3:30 in the morning. He rose and went up to the bedroom. He perceived that he might now begin his work. And now immediately he went to the bedroom where the would-be mother was lying, and the doctor realized that yes, he could start his job, because time has come when the mother would deliver the baby. An hour elapsed. Then also, afterwards also, an hour elapsed. Elapsed means passed by. An hour went away. It was a long, hard struggle, and the mother was struggling. And it's a very hard struggle for the mother. The mother was trying to deliver the baby. Then, as the first streak of dawn straight past the broken edges of the blind, the child was born, lifeless. Now see, as the first streak of dawn, here streak means rays. As the first rays of dawn, dawn means early morning, straight past the broken edges. Straight past means just came through the broken edges of the blind. Blind is the cover of that window. So through that broken edges of that cover of the window, when the first ray of the early morning had appeared into that room, the child was born. Means the child was born at around 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. in the morning. But the doctor saw the child was lifeless. So see, this is the first opportunity that the Morgan couple had got after 20 years of their marriage. And the elderly woman, the mother of Susan Morgan, she had told that everybody wanted eagerly to have the child in the family. The couple, they wanted to be father and mother, and the elderly woman also wanted badly to be the grandmother, to have the taste of being a grandmother after 20 years the marriage of her daughter. But when the doctor found that the child was born, no doubt, but the child was lifeless, the child was dead. As he gazed at the still form, a shiver of horror passed over Andrew. And still form here, form means the physics, the physical body, the body of the child. When the doctor, he had held the doctor in his hand, and when he saw the child, that a severe horror passed over Andrew, and he was very much afraid. He was very much afraid seeing the dead child. Why? Because the question came in his mind that what he should answer to that couple, to Joe Morgan and to the elderly woman, and even to Susan Morgan also. Actually the doctor was very much confused. After all, he had promised. Yes, the doctor was thinking that what he should say to that expectant persons who were expecting badly for the child. And the doctor had assured, the doctor had promised them that they all will be all okay. There would be no need to be panicked. But now the baby was a dead one. So what he should answer to them? His face, heated with his own exertions, chilled suddenly. Heated means effort. Exertion means effort. So the doctor, though it was early morning, so the weather remains cool that time. But actually the effort he had given, the way he had helped the mother to deliver the baby, this effort actually made him heated, and he was feeling the heat. Actually the effort he had, here it is, that his face heated with his exertion, chilled suddenly, that he was feeling the heat when he was giving the effort, but suddenly all became very chilled, all became very cold. He hesitated, torn between his desire to attempt to resuscitate the child and his obligation towards the mother who was herself in a desperate state. Now, he hesitated. Now, the doctor was in a dilemma, torn between his desire to attempt to resuscitate the child. Here, resuscitate means to revive, to bring life back into the child. Now, a dilemma had started into the child's mind, into the doctor's mind, that what he should do, whether he should first try to resuscitate the child, whether he first try to bring the child back into life, or he and his obligation means duty towards the mother who was herself in a desperate state. Actually, the mother was also in a difficult condition, in a critical condition. So the doctor was in a dilemma. He could not decide what he should do at that juncture, because the baby was born dead. So whether he should try to, whether he should try to alive the baby, he should try to bring life back into the baby, or he should try to save the mother who was in a very critical condition. Now the dilemma was so urgent, he did not solve it consciously. Questions sometimes come that just after the birth of the dead child, the doctor was suffering from a dilemma. What was the dilemma? Okay, this was the question. Sometimes question comes like this. The dilemma was that whether he should try to resuscitate the child, whether he should try to revive the child, or he should try to save the life of the mother. And the dilemma was so urgent that he did not solve it consciously. He could not take the decision that what he should do in that point of time. Blindly, instinctively, he gave the child to the nurse and turned his attention to Susan Morgan, who now lay collapsed, almost pulseless, and not yet out of the ether upon her side. Now, when he did not took that decision that what he should do, here it is here stated that blindly, instinctively, he gave the child to the nurse and turned his attention to Susan Morgan, who now lay collapsed. Now, consciously he could not take the decision that what he should do, but blindly and instinctively he had taken the decision that he should first try to save the mother's life. Now, why it has been told as blindly or instinctively? Now, instinct means that comes naturally. Now, for a doctor who helps the mother to deliver a baby, and in that case where the baby's life and the mother's life both in a very dangerous condition, in a very urgent condition, then the doctor always goes or always choose to save the mother's life. This has been stated that when Andrew Mansion could not take the decision that what he should do, whether he should try to save the life of the mother or he should try to revive the baby into life. Now, instinctively, he had taken the decision that he should go to save the mother's life first. And that is the reason that he had given the child to the nurse and turned his attention to Susan Morgan, who now lay collapsed, almost pulseless. The doctor examined the mother's pulse. It was very faint. Almost the mother did not have any pulse. And not out of the ether. Here, ether means that anesthetic, and even the mother was in a charm of anesthetic. She did not come out of the charm as well, and lying collapse, almost pulseless, upon her side. His haste was desperate, a frantic race against her ebbing strength. Now, his haste was desperate. The doctor was in a hurry, because he had to do something very quickly to save the mother, to take out the mother from the critical condition. And this has been stated, his haste was desperate, a frantic race against her ebbing strength. Now see, ebbing means that is gradually decreasing. Now, the mother's life strength was gradually decreasing, and the doctor was trying to save the mother. So between these two, the doctor's try, the doctor's effort, and the gradually decreasing life strength of the mother, a race was going on in between the doctor's effort and the gradually decreasing life force of the mother. This has been very nicely expressed by this line, that it was that his haste was desperate, a frantic race. A frantic means a crazy, a mad like race is going on between the doctor's effort to save the mother's life, and the gradually reducing life force of the mother. A race was going on, and the doctor was, doing his work very first to save the mother's life. It took him only an instant to smash a glass ampule and inject the medicine. Now, what is glass ampule? We know that we all are experienced to take a medicine, and we know the medicine, to take injection, and the medicine is kept in a little glass container. This is known as the glass ampule, the little glass container that contains the liquid medicine which is used by the syringe for injecting a patient. This is, it has been stated as against here, to smash a glass ampule. This is glass ampule. Ampule is that container, the small glass container that contains the liquid medicine that is injected into in a patient's body. So immediately the doctor, the doctor, just with the tip of fingers in such a way, the doctor breaks his ampule. So immediately he broke the ampule and inject the medicine. He had taken the medicine in the syringe and he had injected. Then he flung down the hypodermic syringe and worked unsparingly to restore the flaccid women. Now, after giving the injection, he had thrown the hypodermic syringe. What is hypodermic syringe? A syringe where a needle with a hole in its tip is used. This is hypodermic syringe. A syringe with its needle, and the needle is having a little hole in its tip. This is hypodermic syringe. So we know always this hypodermic syringe is used for giving injection into a patient. So after pushing the injection, he had thrown that hypodermic syringe and worked unsparingly to restore the flaccid women. Unsparingly means here severely, work seriously to restore the flaccid. Flaccid means hanging or loosely. Hanging or loosely means the mother was really losing her life strength. So to save the mother, the doctor had injected the medicine into the mother. After a few minutes of feverish effort, feverish means extremely or excited. After a few minutes of excited effort, feverish effort, her heart strengthened. The medicine worked, and the doctor felt the pulse of the mother, and he got that the pulse was getting strengthened. He saw that he might safely leave her, and after a few minutes, the doctor realized that now the mother was out of the condition, and he could safely leave the mother. Now he could give attention to revive the baby into life. He swung around in his shirt sleeves and his hair sticking on the damp brow. Now he was trying so hard that in this cool atmosphere also he was sweating, and his eyebrow became damp because of sweat, and his hair was sticking in this damp eyebrow, and his sleeves of his shirt was unfolded. Now, after a few minutes of feverish effort, her heart strengthened. He saw that he might safely leave her. Now, really, the doctor realized now the mother condition had definitely improved, and her heart strengthened. He swung round in his shirt sleeves and his hair sticking to his damp brow. His eyebrow getting damp because of the sweat, and hair was sticking into the damp brow. And really, from that appearance, it was clear the doctor was giving all his effort to revive the mother. "Where's the child?" Now, he asked the nurse, "Where's the child?" The midwife made a frightened gesture, and the midwife became very much frightened when the doctor asked the midwife, "Where's the child?" She had placed it beneath the bed. The nurse realized that it was a dead baby, so the nurse had kept the baby under the bed. In a flash, Andrew knelt down. Knelt down means sat on the knees. So in a flash, Andrew knelt down. Fishing amongst the sodden newspaper below the bed, he pulled out the child. Here, below the bed, the newspaper was there, and the sodden newspaper means the wet newspaper. So from that the dump of newspaper which was there under the bed, the doctor had taken out the baby. A boy, perfectly formed, and now he saw it was a boy child. And perfectly formed means there was no discrepancy in its physical, in his body, in his physics. Now, the limp, warm body was white and soft as tallow. The limp means as if hanging. White body was white and soft as tallow. What is tallow? What note is there? The herd fat of animals melted and used to make soft candles, etc. The baby was as soft as the animal fat, and this is usual because a baby which is just was born just few minutes back, 15-20 minutes back, it must be so soft. So the doctor realized the cord hastily slashed lay like a broken stem. The cord means the umbilical cord. With that cord, a baby is attached to the mother's womb. And everybody, whenever a baby is born, the doctor had to cut this umbilical cord. So the doctor had cut this umbilical cord, and the cord hastily slashed. And the cord hastily means quickly. The doctor slashed this umbilical cord, lay like a broken stem, and the umbilical cord was there like a broken stem. The skin was a lovely of a lovely texture, smooth and tender. Yes, the skin of that baby was of lovely texture. Texture means that color. It tells it is having a lovely color, and the skin was lovely, texture, smooth and tender. Why not? It is a baby. Just few minutes back, the baby was born, so it must be very, very much soft. The head lolled on the thin neck, and the head was loll means hanging. The head was hanging from its thin neck. Why not? It is a dead baby. So dead, when it's dead, it doesn't have any strength to keep the head straight, or keep the head in the level of the on the body. So it was hanging. The head was hanging from the neck. The limbs seemed boneless, and as I told that as it is dead baby, so no blood circulation was there in that parts of in the limbs, in the parts of the body. And it seemed that it seemed boneless. It was so much flexible that it seemed boneless. Flexible means in the sense that all the body parts as if it's hanging. Just it happens for the dead child or dead person. Here also the baby is dead. So all his hands, legs, these are all hanging, and his head was also lolling or hanging from its small or thin neck. Understood so far? So we are living it today, where we are living it. Okay, next day again we will continue from where we are living it today. Thank you for joining the class, and as I told the syllabus, so keep preparing for exam. Thank you.